YouTube, we're back. Dominick Izzo and Tony here. A little YouTube video after class. Every Tuesday after Monday after midnight, I have a new class video coming up. We're going to do Wing Chun. And then the next couple of weeks, like I said, we're going to be featuring women's self-defense. I'll probably be releasing those on Saturday, so keep an eye on there. Lots of stuff to cover today. Number one, the question keeps popping up about my language. I'm a little bit a la C.T. Fletcher lately. If you don't know who C.T. Fletcher is, go Google the man. He's fantastic. There's a power in language. If you don't embrace that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be offensive, but what are we talking about? We're talking about combat, self-defense, all this. I'm not going to be like teaching women, go, sir, can you please back off? It's fuck off. There's a difference in a power in language, and if you can't embrace that, I'm sorry. I appreciate, but I'm not going to change. Okay, my language is circumstantial to what we're going over. Two, Sifu Clint Cloy's Indianapolis Wing Chun did a video on muscle and Wing Chun. I agree with 99.9% of everything that Sifu Clint says. There's only one reason I agree with 99.9% is because I can't find the other 0.1% where I disagree with him. Everything he said is completely accurate. Honestly, I have no follow-up on it because he's right. I use muscle in my Wing Chun, and I will force issues at times for one specific reason, because I can. This is not, you know, China in the 1950s where Tony and I go there and we're giants. Right? This is America, and guys like Clint, if you saw the video, I got on video, and I'll attach it to this, where he launches me. He launches me from there all the way across the room for one reason, because I tried muscling in on him. He had better muscle and structure, and he sent me flying. Perfect. So there's a time and a place to use muscle in Wing Chun. If you want what my views are for it, go check out Clint's video at Indianapolis Wing Chun, okay, the YouTube channel, and we'll put the link below. What we were talking about kind of reflects an email I got from a viewer online, and let's see if I can read this real fast. Let me check this real fast to bring up what the wonderful email was. 2 seconds, we're loading. All right, I may edit this out. We'll see. I'll just keep recording then. Seriously? I'm not going to edit that out. No, I was going to give you. All right, so Don Davenport sends me this fantastic email, and in it, to begin with, he talks about I have a topic I hope that I always get your opinion on, and if you think it merits it, maybe you could do a video. Absolutely, I love doing these. One thing that I've always struggled with that you mentioned in a few of your videos, particularly in Chi Sao, is trusting your techniques. Far too often in practice, I find myself going into combinations when a simple strike to the opening is what I should be done. I feel like sometimes I'm leading my partner and almost allowing him to defend, or anticipating a block that isn't necessarily there. Yes, Don. The beauty of what you're talking about is something that all of us in Wing Chun look for. Remember, what Wing Chun is all about is that punch, get the punch in. What Tony and Tim were talking about today was, Tony brought up the question, well, when do we learn transitions in Chi Sao? I'm not like other Wing Chun teachers. I teach Chi Sao extremely early on for the simple fact of you have to learn pressure quickly. Hey, I felt guilty of this under my second teacher, where we learned like a particular movement, the Bong Sao, guard, Fox Sao, and whatever the response is that Tony gives me dictated what I did. Okay, I had response of, if he gave me pressure that way, replace chop. If he gave me pressure into me, replace strike low, replace strike high. Gave me pressure going that way again, blast up the middle. Gave me pressure coming into me, just transition. We got a bunch of overload information, okay? I got different openings too. I got a Pak Sao rising, Pak Sao sinking, double Pak Sao. I got a bunch of cool responses that I said, okay, I'm going to throw those into my repertoire and do. And I got my ass kicked a lot in class by guys who were taller than me and bigger than me. Well, one day when I sat there and I realized Wing Chun is all about dealing with the pressure in Chi Sao, finding the holes, striking when they're there, that's all I need to do. And I started to actually not trust my techniques, but let the techniques appear when they needed to. And then I got accused, well, where else are you training lately? No, I'm actually thinking what the concepts meant. So what Tony and I were talking about is, well, when do I learn the transitions to go from outside and inside to now I'm in double foot out and Tony lifts. Well, I don't want to be here. I'm in the switch side. I don't want to be here. I change the other side again. If you get those too fast, those transitions, what happened to me under Syed, my Sifu Syed Ahmad, will happen to you. My very first Chi Sao session with Syed, I go to try a transition because I know all these transitions and movements. And I simply go from here to Yun Sao underneath to take the inside gate. Well, if any one of you can even remotely see what's available there, once I make that transition, Syed blasted me. And if you know Syed and if you train with him, you know how hard he hits. He doesn't hold back. So I made this transition, and boom, there was that hit. Under him, thank God, he brought me back to basics to realize that everything we have is forwarding pressure, right? Forwarding motion. So it's not just a transition underneath. It's a movement to come up underneath to get to your next movement. Everything you do has to have forwarding pressure. So Don, to give you an answer for this, trust your forward motion. Remember the whole be like water? A punch comes in, Tony stops it. So I'm not going to just arbitrarily go, oh, I have a pox out here, or I can lops out here, or I can tan and strike here. It's okay, pressure met. I have to dictate on what Tony tells me to do. You guys can't see. Tony's pushing into me. So I can be like water. Here's my next tool. Oh, Tony's pushing into me that way. I can replace and hit again. Tony's pushing in again. I can replace again. All of my movements are dictated on what they tell you. So the very first movement in the first form, define your setting fighting line, punch. That's everything we do. The punch is obstructed, my tan. Punch is obstructed, my bong. Punch is obstructed, tan, yun, strike. Punch is obstructed, replace your other arm. Punch is obstructed, other punch. Okay? They tell us what to do based on the pressure. Your job is strictly to punch forward. So how that problem solved for me, you got to start taking a lot of hits. Screw things up. Go in your chi sao, get hit, get abused, and your body will learn to trust what you did in the first form. Are you doing the first form enough, correctly, understanding the concepts of it? Why are you doing it? Feeling rooted, your proper distance between you and your body, the pressure. And when you roll, are you just lifting, or are you taking pressure and lifting? 5 pounds here, 10 pounds here, feeling how to affect your structure. If Tony leans in and pushes into me, how do I take that? Okay? I have to learn to take it in and absorb and shift when needed so that I open up the lines of pressure. Chi Sao is so much more than just patty cake rolling hands. Okay? So, Don, great question. Sifu Clint, I don't disagree with you at all. It's as simple as that. I'm sure that we'll see a bunch of comments on there that'll be books on there. If you want to see amazing, relaxed, yet powerful Chi Sao, go look at Sifu Russ Sichin's Chi Sao in New York. He's under Ip Ching. Devastating. That's the only way I can describe it. Okay, those are the two people. I mean, that so far, Sifu Russ is incredible. He's directly under Ip Ching. My buddy Clint is my Kung Fu brother, who I think he nailed on that. As always, amazing special thanks to Tony, Matt, Jimmy, Tim. You know, these guys, they take a beating to a degree, and for the sake of you guys enjoying the videos, you know, they're taking stuff which is improving theirs, and they will be hopefully beating the shit out of each other, so I don't have to be in these too much longer. But got anything to add?
You talked about doing Chi Sao, but you need to move while you're doing Chi Sao.
Absolutely, because we're not.
Because it all works together.
Oh, absolutely. So if I step in and punch, okay, and you give me pressure, I have to move. I have to make that adjustment. Okay, you give me pressure. I want to keep the structure of this, and if I can't take the pressure too much, I replace. It requires me moving. The moves are subtle. Okay, the moves are shifting and stepping and shifting. They're not mutually exclusive. They go together. No matter which direction you're pushing me in, I have to find out where it's at and then react based on what you told me to do.
Great.
So this is just a little bit about trusting your Wing Chun going forward. Muscling Wing Chun, yes, I use muscle in Wing Chun. That's all I got. Anything else?
Nope.
See you on the next video.